This is 7 News at 10.
In the news tonight, teenage tragedy sparking new concerns for a community rocked by a horrific, deadly school shooting a little more than a year ago. 2 students and shooting survivors reportedly taking their own lives this week. The 19's Andrew Dimbert is live in Coral Springs with more. Andrew.
And these tragedies, unfortunately, in the aftermath of the shooting were always a risk, but now it's become a reality.
This is a real risk.
Parkland parents again finding themselves at a crossroads between agony and a call to action. For the second time in a week, another MSD survivor dies in an apparent suicide. Leaders and mental health professionals holding an emergency meeting Sunday to discuss ways to engage kids left with lingering trauma.
Coming together and offering a simple message to children and parents that there is help available.
19-year-old Sydney Ilo committed suicide after a battle with survivor's guilt, says her family. Ilo was close friends with Meadow Pollock, who was killed in the mass shooting. Just days after Ilo took her own life, another student from Douglas did the same.
We need it to stop. 17 was too many, 19's too many.
While the recent deaths are undoubtedly devastating, health professionals say it's sadly not all that surprising. Trauma doesn't just go away with time.
And that's the difficult part with trauma, is that how one child internalizes it or experiences it is going to be completely different for somebody else.
Ryan Petty lost his daughter in the shooting. Since then, he's led awareness campaigns to get mental health services and help to those who need it. Sunday afternoon, he was at it again.
We have to help others.
The emergency brainstorming session is striving to stop suicides in a community coping with a seismic wave of sorrow and grief. The group is adopting what's known in professional circles as the Columbia Protocol, a framework of how to talk to a loved one in crisis.
It's on all of us as a community, as parents, as teachers, as counselors, to ask those questions and to get them the help they need.
Warning signs of someone struggling may not be apparent all at once.
Do you want to notice if they're withdrawing, if they're being isolated, if they're not keeping the same patterns with their sleeping, their eating, and if they just don't seem like they're enjoying things.
And if there's just one takeaway for Parkland parents concerned about their child, it's this: talk to them, communicate. It could save a life.
Our message is to encourage parents to sit down with their kids and ask them those questions and understand whether or not they're at risk, because what we learned, unfortunately, this week is that kids that may appear to be okay and not have any issues are actually suffering in silence.
And for more information on where you or a loved one can get some help, you head over to our website, WSVN.com. In Parkland tonight, Andrew Dimbert, 7 News, 19.